May Contain Action podcast. Today's show is brought to you by HiPassGG, the best stream safe music service out there. I think I said breast. Okay, anyway, go to HiPassGG now. Pick your vibe, pick your favorite place to listen, and enjoy. Want to be on the pod? Call and leave a message or text 503-908-9526. Leave your question and you may make the episode. Again, that number is 503-908-9526.
Wow.
I told you I was nervous. Your hosts today are me, Genticles, back again, back at it, back in the saddle, and ActionJaxon.
Hi, Jen.
He's on a laptop and he doesn't sound normal, but it's him.
I'm in a tin can. That was a hell of an intro. I mean, this is going to be an episode.
I'm sorry.
You said breast within the first 5 seconds.
I totally said breast.
You said breast out loud.
Yeah, we've said it like a lot of times since too.
Oh my
I hope your
gosh.
sponsor doesn't drop out.
I don't think they have a choice.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Oh, okay. So please welcome this week's guest, SheriffEli. He's a former law enforcement officer, current variety streamer on Twitch, and arguably one of the best voices on the internet.
Woo!
Woo!
This is going to be the breast podcast ever.
Yay! I mean, who doesn't like breasts, honestly?
I mean, it's the future. You know what I mean? It is.
I think they're the past, too.
I think it's funny.
That
honestly.
was so fantastic. Best intro ever. Best intro ever.
I think it was that corn dog that did it, you know?
It might have been. Or the Chick-fil-A sauce.
The Chick-fil-A. It's honey mustard is solid.
Honey mustard sauce.
I can't wait to listen to this back. This is going to be great.
This is the breast.
You can edit it out. Edit it in post, PM.
Don't you dare.
Don't
you dare edit that out.
Hold on. Everyone shut up. The best stream safe music service out there. There. Now you can just fill it in with that, PM.
Yeah, no. It's not happening.
The breast is yet to come.
That's right.
The breast is yet to come. So Jen's on here because of a dare. By the way.
This podcast is the tits.
What?
You can send me a check for that.
You're welcome.
I'll take a check. I trust you.
Wow. Eli, well, I think we're done. I think we got all we need today.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks so much for being here.
Honestly, pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Paul, have a great vacation.
It's going great. It's going great so far.
Great. Sound relaxed.
Oh, I'm so relaxed, especially with this pod. Oh my gosh, just so good.
So is that what we call it? Because I've been saying podcast. Did we just say pod?
Oh, well, because we're hip youths,
pod?
you know?
Well, yeah, well, actually ties into what I was going to lead us into here with how ancient you are.
That's
Eli.
true.
Yeah, take me to the beginning, man. Take me to the beginning of SheriffEli, if you will. Okay. How did you get your name?
So
how did that come about?
The name, actually, from the show Boardwalk Empire. Everybody remembers Nucky Thompson. If you don't know the show.
Yes.
But his brother is the sheriff. And when we got started with RP, like it was me and my buddy Fincone. If you don't know Fincone, like I play games with him all the time. My brother from another mother. When we first got started, like we had to give them names to add into the server. And that was the first thing. Like I was watching Boardwalk Empire and I was like, you know, all the hype about Nucky, nobody gives the brother any love at all. None.
I completely
and he does the wet
forgot.
work the whole show. See that everybody does.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers it until you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty rough. You know what I mean? Like he basically gets nothing the whole show, but he does all the wet work. So that's basically, plus, you know, I'm an Irish dude and good Irish name. Strong.
Is Eli a good, strong Irish name?
Oh, well, it's biblical. You know what I mean? And so
I thought he meant sheriff
my
at
family,
first.
it's like,
it's true.
They're Baptists and Catholics. So anything that, you know, they can agree on, you're normally okay with. They're like, okay, that'll work, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So you were doing GTRP. Is that where it all started? Basically, it's just kind of
started with, well, you know, in these times, I feel like I'll be okay. Porn, but soft stuff, you know.
What?
We all right? Did the feet cut out?
No, I'm good. I had a small acid reflux. You were saying?
I hate to say porn, but it was more artsy stuff.
Art house stuff. Okay, classy. Right. Lighting, shadows.
Exactly. A lot of noir. You know what I'm saying in there.
You're more like Sundance type stuff.
Well, yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of lewd jokes. Good stuff. Good stuff like that. Costume changes.
Breast talk.
So
it was the breast. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the breast.
No, I mean, honestly, they're really one day. I mean, it wasn't, and then one day it was. You know,
I just wake up and you're in porn.
I mean, it wasn't even like that. Like, really, it was a lot scarier than that. I mean, I was working for the Fed, and I was doing consulting stuff on a bunch of different things, and well, like I was getting ready to go to work. And
he's trying to think of what he's allowed to say.
I was gonna be flying to Miami for work, and I got a phone call from my mother and my old man, and they let me know that my little brother had been killed.
Really? I'm sorry.
He was in the Army, and he had just gotten back from Haiti, and I think he'd been home maybe 3 months. And they called and they let me know that the sheriff had gone by his place, and they had found him, and he'd been shot, and that he passed away. And it was like getting I don't know. I mean, I guess like getting hit by a car, getting the wind knocked out of you, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And I went to like a really, really dark place. You know what I mean? And like it sucked the passion out of everything I was doing. And, you know, I went in to work. I told my boss like what happened. And he was like, you know, you still want to make the trip? And I was like, you know, I don't know if I should. I ended up going on the trip, but like it was just the whole time I couldn't focus. It just didn't feel right. And like when I got back, you know, I just started trying to find a way to not be in that moment. You know what I mean? Like not be in the world.
Yeah, totally.
Like as it is now, you know? So
you need
like
some
before
escapism.
I even graduated from college, I was working with the state, was licensed, sworn through that, then through a program through school, started working with the sheriff's office. Nothing super glamorous or cool. It was work the jails, you know, push the trays, get people throwing sandals and shit at you. Did civil process for a while, then did like some high impact patrol stuff. But like that was like right when my brother was like, he was getting into Army, and he was like super excited about it, and like he was going to do EOD, and you know, like he had met his wife, and it was like making dog shit money, but like it was just a different time. You know what I mean? Like my sisters were happy, and like my mom, my old man were happy, and it was good to feel like I was taking a break. You know what I mean? Like in my mind, going back kind of in time, and that's what it was. That's what it was for me. It's just like, you know, for a few hours, and sometimes longer than that, because you get wrapped up into it. You know, like for a few hours, it was just, it was just different. And I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't what you would even. I don't even think it's even content. Like in my mind, you know. What I mean, I just go around and do the things that you used to do. You know what I mean? Oh, car double park, ticket that. You got somebody to process that. You know, call for service, answer the call, clear it.
Yeah.
Go to the next call. And I met my buddy Fincone. Like I said, I think he joined the server like a day before I did. And like when we got in there was 11 people that used to play on it. Legit. Like 11 people.
Just 11?
Like 11 people. There was nobody. So like if there was a time, like a day that was slow and there was like 3 people on the server and 2 of them are cops, like the one person that is trying to drive around is getting ticketed. You know what I mean? Like they're like every time they blow a red light, they're catching. You're
just following them, waiting for them to mess up.
I mean,
just entrapment the whole time, just waiting for a crime.
I mean, it was.
Oh no, the bank vault's open.
It was just so different. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was never. You know, let's log in and see who we can jam up or whatever. Like it just felt so different, and it felt like the more realistic, like at least like for me, like that was the drug. You know what I mean? Because it was like for that moment, like you can get into a time machine and go back to a time that wasn't the time that we were in. You know what I mean? And like that's how it was. And I didn't know about Twitch, and I remember Tim Mack was telling me about Twitch and like what it was, and I couldn't understand like what he was talking about. And I knew about YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, is it like YouTube?" And he's like, "Well, it's like a live YouTube." But yeah, it's the same. And I was like, "Oh, live YouTube. Okay, no big deal." You know, like I had no idea what it was. I didn't know that it was something that you could do. It wasn't something that was like an ambition for me. Like, you know, I'm going to interact with these people and then that'll be, you know, my life after that. But
yeah,
like met a bunch of really great people that helped me a bunch. I mean, like I give credit to my buddy Fincone whenever anybody asks, because like he was the one that like helped me set up my YouTube channel and like taught me like how to do editing and everything. And like a bunch of people that were like on the server and you know, people who weren't, but they were trying to do Twitch or they were trying to do YouTube or whatever. They're like, nobody wants to see that content. Like nobody cares. The editing's trash. And I was just like, you know, appreciate the feedback, buddy. But like, he's the one who actually helped me out and like got me going like with all that stuff. And like, the more that I did it and I was able to like wrap my mind around that, you know what I mean? About around something different.
Yeah.
The more I wanted to do it, if that makes sense.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was how it started. And I wish that it was like, I wish that it was something else that had gotten me there, you know, or like, but at the same time, like, I think that at least like when people message me or they send me emails about, you know, the things that they're going through and things like that, I think that when things are the darkest and you just feel completely alone by yourself, you know, like that the world is turning and you're one person in it and like you're just kind of being bounced around and everything feels like it'll never be good again. You know, it's like those moments when everything can change. You know what I mean? Like, because that's what it felt like. Like it was a weird and really dark and sad time. But through that, I can honestly say I discovered something that I would have never, ever discovered if that had not happened. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I loved my job. I loved what I was doing. It wouldn't have been like, even if somebody had approached me and they'd been like, "Hey, you should do this," I'd have been like, "No, I'm good." You know what I mean? Like, no, thanks. I'm good here. But like, you know, because that whole thing happened, like it you know, it opened a whole new door for sure.
It's like the close the door, open a window kind of thing.
That's amazing, man.
That's amazing.
I mean, that's a pretty rough start, but I think, yeah, that's Paul.
Sorry, he started it.
Well, I think I started it, but
yeah, I mean, you did start it, but like, and that's kind of why I hesitated a little bit, because like it's not a happy thing. You know what I mean?
Paul
Like,
and I are like,
I don't want to take the podcast and like put it in a headlock and be like, here we go to Depressionville. You know what I mean? Because
it's a real conversation.
But it's a real gamer experience. I mean,
exactly.
I started streaming because I lost my job. So I lost my career that I had dedicated 10 years to. So I think it's definitely one of those close the door, open a window thing, because you can have something horrible happen. Your whole life is turned upside down. And then you're able to find this escapism through gaming that I think a lot of people are kind of dismissive of. They're like, oh, gaming, whatever. It's just a way to avoid your problems. Yeah. And it's necessary sometimes because I'm not to speculate, but if you hadn't had that outlet, things would have probably been different.
Yeah. I mean, I think like anything, when someone gets hurt, you need time to recover, but things that I think the injuries that people can't necessarily see, and it's not just, my personal experience, but others as well. The things that they change you, and it's something that's going to change you for the rest of your life, but it's not something that somebody can see. You know what I mean? It's not like a broken leg where they're like, oh, they can see progress with it healing. I think that sometimes you just need that time, and I wouldn't describe myself as like a super emotional person. But it was one of those things where, taking time to realize that, that everything changed and it was never going to be the way it was before. Mm-hmm. It took a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that outlet of gaming, honestly, man, I appreciate that story so much. It's just, it's refreshing to, in a weird way, to say refreshing to hear, just because it's so visceral. But it's not like, yeah, I don't know, I was good at Fortnite and now I make $1 million. And
or yeah, my dad bought me an Xbox when I was
which is fine, congratulations, but it's also I think it's just more relatable. I mean, everyone at some point in their life goes through tragedy, and how we deal with that and how we process it and what we make of it is, I think, the true character defining moments of our lives. And I think that's amazing that you turned this really tragic moment and time in your life and almost repurposed it, and made something amazing out of it in and of itself, like a whole new thing. So I love that. That was great.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man, that's fantastic. Well, I'm curious now too, with you establishing yourself right as the GTA RP, the original sheriff, of all 10 GTA members of your server,
right?
Really holding it down. How do you transition out of that? Because you're SheriffEli. It is built into your what is it? Not your aesthetic, your brand. You are the sheriff. Right. How do you transition out of that and play other games? Kind of to switch gears a little bit, like Call of Arms or Biomutant, or Call to Arms or Biomutant. How do you make that transition?
Tarkov, yeah.
And to be fair, I barely played Biomutant, so I didn't even get out of the tutorial.
That's why I was like, what about a different game?
Let's just call it what it is. It sounds like I'm master of these games. I never made it out of the tutorial of Biomutant.
You're a huge fan of Biomutant.
Yeah,
no,
I mean, I bet
it's synonymous. SheriffEli, Biomutant. You just think of each other.
I think it's probably good if you get to play. I just never made it there. I don't know, if I'm a knucklehead or what, but I would try to open a door and then an arrow to be like, the door opens to the right. And I'd be like, I don't know. So, I mean, but yeah, I mean, before we even go through that, I mean, I don't even, so with the 10 people, I mean, I wasn't even the sheriff. You know what I mean? Was
there a coup? Did you have to take over?
No, I was just a patrol dude.
Were you a corporal? Like a private? Like what?
Well, deputy, no, Paul, deputy.
Deputy Eli. It wasn't even SheriffEli. It was not even a tank. And like, I have to give credit to, Kelly and Pro. And I mean, there was a bunch of people behind the scenes that were running that original server, the state of emergency server. And Smitty, and it was just, I mean, like, to me, I didn't feel like I was doing anything that was special or unique at all. You know, I mean, I log in and then go and, kind of lose myself in it for a few hours and then just punch a ticket. And like, as the server
punch
grew,
that ticket, girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch that ticket, girl. But like, as the server grew, like, other people, they wanted to do other things. And like, there was, things that like, had to be managed, and like, people had to do code, and there was like a database. Like, so it was just one of those things where, it wasn't, they were just like, hey, will you do the sheriff's office so that, Smitty can do something else? And I was like, well, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. And they
So
were
someone
like,
just handed you the sheriff badge, and you were,
I was like, immediately, I was like, who would be good is Finn? And they were like, no, he already said no. And I was like,
You have to.
ooh, he's good. He's one step ahead. But I mean, it was like, literally, it was just something that it wasn't, and then it was.
Well, so that's something I wanted to ask about, because I talked to you a little bit about it. You didn't even really intend to stream when you started playing GTA.
I had no idea what it was. I mean, I just started doing YouTube, and I mean, those old videos are still up there. I hate to say they weren't the best, but like, I mean, I tried. Like, I had no idea with the editing and everything. I mean, like, that was I thought it was groundbreaking. I was doing YouTube. I was like, oh, I got 100 views. You know what I mean? Like, my old man's like, when are you going back to work? I'm like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's work, Dad.
I'm doing it. You know what I mean? But
this is me now.
I mean, it was just like the community, and Proxy had a big fundraiser, and like a lot of people donated just so that I could get set up. And like, Twitch reached out to me, Gun Run, like, helped me with the OBS stuff. And like, it was literally from something that I had no idea how to do. And it was a step-by-step, hours of, this is how you set it up. This is what, your stream key does. And like, this is how you transition. This is what they'll see on the feed. All the people from Loaded, I mean, Isaiah, Brandon, Colin, like, all of them literally flew out to help me like set stuff up, because I had no idea what it was or what was going on.
That is so cool, though.
I remember having like the conversation with Brandon. I was like, so what am I supposed to do? And he was like, you do what you do. And I was like, okay, but for real though.
But like, what do I do?
Was this before Loaded was a thing, or was this?
Oh, no, they were
Loaded?
definitely a thing. Like, I mean, they were managing, Tim and Lyric and Summit and everybody. Like, I didn't know what they wanted me to do. And so he was like, well, let's do a test stream and see how it goes. So like, there was a test stream to like the Loaded page, and I'm just going around, and he's like, so do what you normally do. And I was like, okay. So like, I'm driving, and I was like, oh, well, there's an abandoned car. We'll pull over. We'll turn the gumballs on. I'm gonna get the plate here. I'll run the owner. Do you think people want to watch this? And he was like, people do. I couldn't believe. I was like, this is
people are weird.
I mean,
so
why though?
Ted is saying you were partnered a week before you started streaming.
Yeah.
So is that? Wow. So yeah, partnered before you even started.
What a flex!
Destined for greatness.
I mean, that I didn't like I said, it's not like I don't even think of that as, I mean, I think I recognize that it's special. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm impressed.
I feel like lucky and blessed to have had it gone how it went. Mm-hmm. But for me to say, oh, I was partnered a week before I ever streamed, and that's just because of who I am. Like that would be very disingenuous. I mean, I think that there were a lot of people that were already streaming. They were already working. Their hard work, their community, all of that was the reason why that happened. I mean,
Well, I think some credit's due to you, though. You were making such incredible content that people knew as soon as you hit live the first time that you were going to be something special. So, I mean, don't sell yourself short on that. Like, it's still pretty impressive.
I mean, I think the cool thing about it for me, like, if ever I feel tired or like, because I'm an old man. I'll be dead soon. Oh, yeah. I think we can agree.
I mean, we all feel that way.
Yeah.
Once you're in your 30s, you're 1 foot in the grave. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ooh, 69,
the breast
nice.
is behind us.
That's right, Paul. Nice. I mean, whenever I get tired, like I just think about how lucky I am I feel like it was kind of like the draft, you know what I mean? Because like I played football and like lacrosse and like played sports like my whole life. And that's what it kind of felt like, because it didn't feel like necessarily that I had done it, that it was something that I built, but like I feel like the community built it, and then I got picked to kind of be the shepherd. Do you know what I'm saying? Of it.
Yeah.
And that's what it more felt like that. So like anytime when, I have like a conflict or like, like I said, I get tired or whatever it is, I try to remember that, they chose me to kind of be the shepherd of the community, and that, that I owe them. You know what I mean? You got to put the time in.
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at it. Yeah. Wow. The shepherd of your community.
The shepherd.
Wonder if my
Sheriff,
you know what I mean?
They're flock.
They're the breast.
I threw in a breast joke earlier and you guys missed it. I'm just disappointed. So.
Did you?
Sorry, I didn't hear it.
It's okay.
Tell it again. I mean.
Oh, jokes are so much better the second time. Let me tell you.
You're right. It's a timing thing.
I have impeccable timing, you guys. But so guess what they want me to talk about?
Who's they?
Who's guessing? Who are you? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, are you talking
Do
to
I
me?
have to? So they switched these, and now I'm supposed to ask about your favorite fast food, but it seems like such a like, oh yeah, this is a great, incredible story. What garbage do you like to eat?
Cool. Yeah. So this is why we have you on all the time to guess.
Whatever I can catch. I don't know.
Eli let me know earlier that we will never be friends because I'm a vegetarian. He's going to eat more animals to kind of offset the animals that I have spared, through my diet.
Oh, I've already made that decision a year ago when I met you.
No. But it's really funny because
I'm also doing it.
Good.
I have a list of people that are vegans or vegetarians. I add names so I know how many animals, and I start with the cutest ones.
Oh
yes.
yeah, no.
Eat.
Only the cutest ones.
That way I cancel them out,
cats.
them and their efforts.
I start with the baby cows. Start with
right. Well,
yeah.
Scare them a little, before you eat them, because they're seasons of meat, and then
exactly. Yeah, little baby chicks.
Yep. That's the way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, little chicken wings.
I will cry. It's like I will.
You will.
That will make a great episode.
You will. Just an hour of Judd crying. I mean,
so most of Paul's content is me crying now, apparently, because we were featured on a Twitch thing.
To be fair, I heard it's hot. I heard that's what people want.
People like that stuff.
ASMR. I'll start a new category on Twitch of ASMR crying, or just crying instead of just chatting. Just crying.
So great.
Yeah, it's just the silent weeping of a defeated person.
You just see the front page, just a bunch of people wearing yoga pants, licking like ear-shaped microphones, just sobbing. You know what I mean? Just
they're honestly probably crying after they get done doing that. So
all the way to the bank. I doubt that. I doubt that. I was telling my chat though, like whenever anybody like brings it up, like I mean, if that money is out there, you know what I mean. If the tight pants on your junk,
you're missing out on a whole demographic. You guys gotta jump on these leggings.
Microphone money is out there. Good for them for going to get it.
Yeah,
because I'm not going to go get that. I'm not going to go get that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone thought you were going to go get that.
13 hours of licking the ear. Come on, man.
Have you seen the videos
where 50 different things than do that? Like I'd rather dig a hole for 13 hours in 100-degree weather than lick a fake ear.
They have to keep putting Vaseline on their mouths because they'll get chapped from just.
Right?
What is happening? We are off the rails.
You hate to see it.
Sorry, it's a topical
fast food.
Topic.
I mean, I guess like Whataburger or Arby's would be my favorite.
Arby's.
But like, I'll be honest, I love Italian food. Like if I was Italian, I'd be 400 pounds. Okay, but luckily, Italian.
Italian.
Did you just go from Italian to Italian?
Italian.
Italian. He's from Texas, I think, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So Whataburger makes sense because isn't Whataburger originating in Texas?
And it's delicious. Yeah. But I'll also say I don't get into that the pissing matches, you know, like where people are like,
no.
In-N-Out Burger's the best, bro. And then people are like, it's Five Guys. If everybody like vanilla, Baskin Robbins wouldn't have 31 flavors. So like there's enough hamburgers for everybody to eat except Jen, who tries to save the animals, who we will cancel out.
Exactly.
That's the most important thing to focus on.
I think the thing to focus on is that you said like Five Guys, and Paul went, well, because that's Paul's favorite fast food.
It is the best. But I think more for the question, like fast food is like, yeah, like it's cool to know. But I think I'm more curious in knowing, Eli, like how does food play a role in your gaming? Like when you sit down to RP or when you sit down to play your favorite game, Biomutant, like what is
drop the bio.
Is there like I guess I'm more speaking from my own personal experience of like, you know, sit down, play World of Warcraft, Taco Bell. Like it's almost synonymous. They're like almost one and the same. I don't know if you have anything like that you bring with you from either your childhood or from early gaming or anything that just kind of like rings true. Gaming food, this snack, grandma's licorice. I don't know, anything. Powered
literally by smokeless tobacco, beef jerky, and water. Like literally. And I mean,
sounds like a Texas spell, you know, witchcraft spell. It's like you need smokeless tobacco, beef jerky, and water. You'll conjure your own SheriffEli.
I mean, I know that I could probably make some shit up, you know what I mean, and be like,
yeah,
you know, it's all organic, gluten free, no pesticides, and I grow it myself.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't be true. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm glad you didn't.
Like no, I wake up, I go to the gym,
honesty.
I have like 2 sticks of beef jerky, maybe some eggs if there's some time, drink some water, and go to work. And then I might eat like a little bit when I get off stream. So then, you know, maybe a couple bites of jerky, depending on what I'm doing. Like if I'm playing my favorite game, Biomutant, I might eat the jerky time.
The best game ever, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is the breast. It's the tits.
Absolutely outstanding. I love that it's jerky.
Well, that's really funny. So that seems to be, I think jerky is fueling certain communities on Twitch right now.
Well, like how Jen spares the animals, I would rather dry them out.
Yeah.
So I can eat them for longer, but also not have to just kill and eat. I can kill a bunch of them, make them into jerky, and then save it.
Yeah, over time.
So, right.
Yes. 100%. All right, so then
what's your favorite kind of jerky, though? What flavor?
Probably teriyaki or the spicy jerky. Love the spicy jerky.
Do you make your own jerky, or are you a connoisseur of other brands?
I do not make my own jerky.
I'm surprised you don't make your own jerky.
I honestly thought you were going to say that. But so what's your favorite brand then? Is there like a jerky company that you're like working with?
I give most of my money to Jack Links when I'm getting jerky, but I think that's more just because like the place near my house, like they all sell Jack Links, so I can just load up. You know what I mean?
7-Elevens are chock full of Jack Links.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I'm a simple man. Like I'm not one of those. Like if somebody offered me beef jerky and they're like, "I made it," I'd be like, "Oh, jerky." If somebody was like, "Oh, have beef jerky that's not Jack Links," I'd be like, "Oh, jerky." Like,
yeah,
it doesn't bother me. Like my favorite kind of anything is whatever's free. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, and that's true. Like whenever anybody's like, "Hey, what's your favorite booze?" Whatever's free. What about your favorite dip? Whatever's free. Like,
well, you gotta call it. You say it's OP jerky. So I heard this joke recently. It's like, what's your favorite? This was like someone was like, "What's your favorite liquor?" And he's like, OP vodka or whatever. And they're like, OP. He's like, other people's.
Yeah.
Other people. Yeah. So you like OP jerky?
I don't know. If it's free, I like it. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah. You didn't pay for it.
That's why I like meeting new people, especially like if they're trying to impress the group, because they're always going to be like, "Okay, another round of shots. Let's make it something nasty. How about rail tequila?" And I'm like, "Oh no, not rail tequila." You know what I mean? Because like in my mind, that goes into the plus column. You know what I mean? Like, well, that's when we're not buying that. Tell you that is free. I'll take it.
So
tally that in the positive.
I'm an economist. Is what
I
I'm
think
trying to
you
say.
would probably your jerky stonks would go up if you had like a PO box or something.
You're
Maybe.
probably right.
Yeah. True.
Oh my
I
god.
need to get the PO box. My head mod Lexi has been after me for years about getting the PO box set up,
Yeah.
and like I get like right there, and then I just get distracted, and there's no excuse for it. Like I said, I could make something up, but legitimately, it's just that's what it is. I just get distracted. I don't know why.
It's very easy to do. I'm not sure why you haven't done it. Just go to the post office and do it. It takes 2
I
seconds.
mean, I guess that's true.
Because you would have. So what you do is you open a jerky PO box, you receive the jerky, and then you do jerky ASMR eating streams. I'm sorry. It sells itself.
I mean, is that the new? What is the new thing? Because every time I stream, I lose those hours, and the meta changed. Because I spent thousands of dollars on 2 hot tubs, a bunch of smoke machines, and lasers and stuff. Because I was like, this is the future of Twitch. Like I put a lot of stock into it, and then it changed from hot tubs to yoga pants and ear microphones. And I was like,
And farting. Yeah.
I mean.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I've been on vacation for a week. Is licking ear microphones a thing now?
Oh, Paul.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we'll talk after. We don't need to go. Yeah.
What the hell? Okay.
Oh, and
Last time I
also,
checked, that's what it was.
can someone DM Paul the video of the horse mask, and the microphone? I'll send it to you after. Don't worry. We'll catch you up, bud.
All right. Well,
But yeah, no, I think my avatar is currently in a hot tub because I didn't have a smaller one available, so I'm currently throwing it back to the hot tub beta today for the podcast.
Oh my!
Living in the past.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just. Side note: if anybody's looking to buy some smoke machines,
You should
barely
get it.
used.
Barely hot tub, not as lightly used.
Well, I mean, I did one test stream, and I feel like my formula was flawless. Like, I set up the hot tubs and put up the green screen, like with the background and the whole thing, inflatable palm tree, right? Big Comic Sans on there, and it was like changing in to hot tub outfit. I played intro music for the first 2 minutes.
The changing outfits are 30 minutes.
Well, I ran the stream for 9 hours. I didn't change anything. And then 1 minute before I ended, I played outro music and shut it down. 1.6 billion in profits. The problem was the IRS wanted all that money. I actually ended up owing. But you can't argue with the numbers. You know what I mean? I didn't actually have to be on stream at all. The hot tubs went. There was a message up that titillated the people. You know, any moment now, something sexy might happen.
It's all about the anticipation.
That's what it is.
Right. You
It's the anticipation.
That's what
something sexy might happen.
Once it actually happens, they're like, meh. But
there could be booba. There could be nothing. You know, we don't know.
You should start an only man's. You know,
I actually already have an Only Cans. It's a website that I run. Several members now, but mostly it's just pictures of me consuming different types of beer, ideally through a can, and then I crush the cans. And depending on the tier of sub, they get to access special content.
Haven't paid
hasn't
top
taken
dollar
off
for that
yet. Okay, yeah. Call me.
Top dollar. Call me.
Yep. I mean, it's very reasonably priced. You join initial introductory level, $2,000 right off the top.
Wow.
And I'm interested. And I'm out.
No, Paul.
No, I'm out.
No. 2,000. Hold on. 2,000 right off the top. Okay. I send you an email thanking you for the support with a winky emoji in the email. Okay. And then every hour on the hour, it debits your account automatically for $2,000 as well.
I'm back in. Holy hell.
See?
You lost me. I was off the line. You reeled me in.
You're back.
Damn.
Now.
God, it's all about the anticipation.
That's right. But it's the titillation. You know what I mean? Because people are like, they see the bank statement and they're like, am I giving all this money to some country ass motherfucker? Like,
also,
to see a picture of him drinking beers?
Yeah.
And then maybe not. I don't know. Maybe some content there could be something sexy.
That's
maybe
worth $3,000 to me. I forget.
Yeah, you know who's going to find out? Person keeps that auto bill on. You know what I'm saying? It sells itself. It's a mystery. You know, it's a sexy mystery, and people love sexy
mysteries.
They're the best.
Speaking of sexy mysteries, and $2,000.
Sorry, I just almost joked. Speaking of sexy mysteries, what?
Speaking of sexy mysteries,
and see, I don't know what it is because it's a sexy mystery, but I am titillated. I'm titillated by it. Like I want to know.
Here you go. Speaking of sexy mysteries, sub to the YouTube. We're on YouTube.com. You find us at May Contain Action Podcast. Also follow the Twitch. We go live. All these podcasts on Thursdays. You come check them out. We're live right now. Right, chat? I can't see chat, but I assume that they're there and they're watching.
Yeah. They're saying breast a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Or the most lifelike chat bots. You know, we can promise you, if you set the bar nice and low, Paul, you're normally going to be okay.
Okay, I really don't appreciate you. You think I need to set the bar low, but that's more of an insult than encouragement.
I'm just saying people won't be disappointed. I mean, if you want to disappoint people.
Yeah, you can't advertise sexy mysteries and not.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If people show up and they go, I'm only expecting a sexy mystery, but then they get a cake quake, and then they're like, they leave thinking, this is the best podcast I've ever heard.
What is a cake quake? We don't have the time.
Okay.
You know, you want to think somebody's your friend. You know what I mean? And that they enjoy your content, or they at least have like some idea of what it is you do here, and then Jen happens.
What? I don't understand what it is.
I know, and that's the tragedy of the entire thing, Jen.
I can't. I gotta keep this thing on the rails here. I'm sorry.
Chat, tell me what it is.
I value you.
I thank you, and I know Monday's your day off.
I'm sorry that it is. I'm sorry that Jen doesn't know about the cake quake.
I know. Before we move on in the pod, Eli, do you have anything coming up? Any events or merch or anything you want to give a quick shout out to?
Well, we are doing a whole bunch of new merch. Again, I got to give credit to Lexi. So we're going to be getting Dice King stuff. We're going to get new hat stuff. We're going to be doing the hottest, most Sheriff Eli animated emotes. Way better than anybody else's animated emotes.
For sure, yeah.
That is named Eli on the site. And I will add that in there.
I believe it. Yeah.
I only know of several others, but I'm working my way through them like the Highlander. That's kind of my...
There can only be one.
I mean, technically, they're still a part of me. I consume their energy. But I need to be making the decisions. You know what I'm saying? Same policy. Yes. It's not for everyone, but it's gluten-free and it's vegetarian.
Make them jerky.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Sheriff Eli jerky.
It's just made of other Elis.
Do not. Okay, I will say that right now. Like if I tell you, if I'm like, hey, I made this out of other Elis, and people are like, he's kidding. Do not buy that. I will not do it, but don't. Never say never, but like if things get to a point where that happens, you know what I mean? Like just steer clear of it. Go get some vegetarian corn dogs like Jen. Play it safe.
They're really good.
I mean, but other than that, like I just kind of doing my thing. You know what I mean? We got a lot of new games that are coming out. You know, hopefully we'll be able to get some games in together.
Absolutely.
You know, I think it's a good time, man. You know,
I'm owed some Tarkov. I'm just saying. I've been promised Tarkov.
So you said merch is coming. Do we know when?
We don't know when yet, but I did kick it to Loaded, and they kicked it to Designed by Humans, and you know they're working on it. But soon-ish, you know what I mean? But
soonish is a timeline Paul can work with. Paul he doesn't like a strict schedule.
Well, I like vagary.
Like Jen, I don't like.
I don't know what vagary is
because he's a creative type. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Could Michelangelo have made the Sistine Chapel? Like if somebody was walking in every 5 seconds, like, are you painting another dick? That's 13 dicks. You know what I mean? Like you can't.
The angels, they have dicks. What do you want?
You can't do that, right? You know what I mean? Like when you got somebody.
How many more dicks are you gonna paint?
Judging your art, and they're just counting dicks. It's hard to be creative. You know what I mean? Like
imagine being Michelangelo painting the Sistine Chapel, and some guy walks in and says, "Are you still painting more dicks?
Is that another dick?"
I imagine them doing the classic Italian hand gestures. You're still painting the dicks.
Or even better, I like to kind of imagine they commissioned him and they're like, Michelangelo, no more than the 5 dicks. And he's like, oh.
I'm at the 27 dicks.
Got a 5 dick limit.
Well, they're all 2 inches, so
He's
it's
like, I want you to know.
They're all
He's
real
like,
small.
I'll make them a very
This will
small.
not
We
be
add
my
them more.
finest shit. You know what I mean? Like,
That's why they're
he's
so
interviewing
small.
for the job, and they're like, "What's this?" He's like, "Grapes made of dicks." And they're like, all right,
Grapes.
5
made of
dicks. That's it. 5 and you're done.
I picture him like sliding them some grapes under the table. 6 dicks. Like, just bribe them.
He's like, I'm sneaking dicks into this where they won't look.
He's like the Count Chocula of dicks. 6.
He's 1, 2, 3, 2.
Yeah. Count Chocula of painted dicks.
I mean,
But he's an artist. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't pressure Paul,
Yeah.
that's when he's going to, you're going to
oh
get
yeah,
the
that
best.
started with you calling Paul a creative type. Yeah,
Yeah.
creative types
He
are
is.
big dick fans, so that checks
I'm the
out.
Michelangelo of dicks.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've heard that's all you talk about. So
I do. It's my favorite.
when he's not muzzled. You know what I mean? Like that raid you played as Mickey Mouse, hilarious.
no, don't encourage. Oh,
No, it was hilarious because I had no idea that it was going to happen. He was just like, literally, we're playing, and then he goes like, "Okay, somebody donated, so I'm going to have to do the whole raid as Mickey." And then he did the whole raid as Mickey, and it was fantastic. But then after that, he went back to Paul. So it wasn't like
his Mickey is so
like as
dark
much as
though.
like asking people, when you're like, "Paul, do your Mickey," it's not the same. You just
So I just want to point out,
happen.
it started out a
It's
lot more
true.
wholesome. The Mickey was wholesome, and then now the Mickey has just seen some shit. It's like the darkest timeline Mickey, where he's just like, I capped a guy. Like that's the Mickey we're dealing with now,
To
and
be
I just
fair,
feel
though,
like
how
I
old's
miss
Mickey?
the old
He's
one.
from the streets.
Mickey's from the streets. He's seen it. He's seen
I
it
mean, I personally,
generations.
I think the
He's from
apocalypse is going to
Orlando.
happen when they thaw out Walt Disney and put him into his robot body, and Mickey will lead that army of beloved characters out of
without a
Florida.
doubt.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that I agree with Paul's Mickey, okay? Because
Thank
I think that
Thank
is who Mickey is. When you think about Disney,
He's really channeled it, yeah.
well, when you think about Disney when you're an adult, right? When you're a kid, you're like, oh my God, it's magic and princesses and, talking silverware and shit. But then,
Yeah.
like, when you become an adult and you're like, they paid for Miley Cyrus in Confederate gold bullion. Like, they bought her from Billy Ray Cyrus with gold bars. I mean, who do you think's the front man? Walt's been frozen for years. It's got to be Mickey. I mean, right? He's one of the few characters that wears
you're right.
pants.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're going to let Donald Duck into an office building to negotiate this. He's got no pants.
Exactly.
You got to have
Yeah.
pants, and he's got the white gloves.
He just does a
Goofy's
lot
a
of Zoom
moron.
meetings because you don't need pants.
And Goofy's an idiot. Exactly.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
you
Goofy
can't
can't
trust
be trusted.
him.
No.
But like when it comes to making predatory deals, I feel like Mickey is kind of the I hate to say
absolutely.
pimp, but the manager.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
He
Like,
might
he's
be
the
his
one-
bottom bitch too.
Well,
He's got to
no,
make
see,
those hard choices.
I think it's usually, you have a front man to take the heat from the press. I think Minnie's probably orchestrating everything in the background. Because, she's never in trouble. Mickey, controversial. Minnie,
Yeah, no, you're-
violently, she's
I mean-
the man behind the curtain.
Could be.
Woman
Could be.
behind the
Don't
curtain.
know.
Because Mickey
be
is off the rails. He's unstable.
Oh my god.
But that's what you need, though.
yeah,
You know what I
do
mean?
that.
Like, there's especially like with them buying up everything and then their lawyers suing everybody. Like, that's what you got to have somebody like Mickey. Like, you got to have
Hold
somebody
it
who's
down.
not afraid to punch somebody in the mouth with
Okay.
white gloves on. You know what I mean? Like,
Honestly, this has me excited more for our game coming up, which I can't
Yeah.
wait. I can't wait for that.
Oh, hey, you get to. So this was great.
Oh. Yes,
segue,
Jen?
Paul. It's time to move on, Paul.
Oh, was that your attempt at a segue, Jen? Is that what you were doing just then?
I think that was the segue.
Good God, we've got some work to do. All right, guys. Thanks. Thanks so
Sorry,
much,
I was
Jen.
going to do the DJ horns, but I didn't want to scare Eli.
I'm really glad you didn't do the DJ horns. It's a
Right,
professional
okay.
Are you
podcast.
talking about the hip hop horns?
The That's what I did for my segues last time.
Bravo.
Who did the sheesh? I didn't do those.
There goes our esports award right down.
Bravo.
This episode.
Oh, was that it?
That was it. We had a chance, and then in the middle of this
I don't
episode,
know why, but
happened,
I
and then we
pictured
lost.
some big executive and they're like, all right, I'm ready to cut the check. Let's go ahead and put up the
They're
newest
signing
episode.
it,
Jim's
and then they
like,
click the pen again.
It's the breast.
I mean best. And they're like, cut it. Turn it off.
And never mind. Back
No,
to
we
our
had him with the
nature.
breast.
Turn
We
it
had
off.
him with that.
Exactly.
Turn
Oh
it off.
gosh. All right. Before we move on to our game, Let's give a quick shout out to one of the newest members of the MCA network, Allegedly. It's a new podcast from our good friends, my lawyer friend and Sam. Explores the intersection between content creation and the law, which Eli loves. A fun, informative show, now available everywhere that this show is available. Check out Allegedly now, only on the MCA Podcast Network. PM, please hit us with the game.
Yes, it is game time. We're going to do Would You Rather. This seems to be a favorite of everybody, so we're going to go ahead and do this.
Freaking love it. Eli goes first.
Eli and Jen, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just, would you rather do this or that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go in order of, Eli first, Jen and Paul. Does that work?
Of course.
Works for me.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Would you rather be hunted by Jason Bourne or Jack Bauer?
Jack Bauer.
Shit. Wow.
Gotta
Do I have to say
explain
why?
Yeah.
Okay. Kiefer Sutherland drinks. Everyone knows that. He got arrested for peeing on that waitress. He can't handle the stress. So what the manhunt would last like a week, and then he would be in lockup. I'd be totally fine. Jason Bourne, he forgets who he is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as long as you don't clip his lady, you're fine. Jack Bauer all day. That was easy. Easy peasy. If y'all don't believe me, Google Kiefer Sutherland pees on waitress in the bar. Everybody's going to pick Jack Bauer. Like,
I'm not going to do it.
it happened. He got arrested for it. It was horrible.
All right. Jack Bauer. It's a pretty good argument. I didn't know that was coming.
Thank you.
I feel like the better one would have been Jason Bourne or like John Wick or something. I feel like they're both at the same level of tenacity.
That was
pretty good. That was a great answer. So I
you
think I'm
can't switch it up.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, I don't want to get peed on, so you know,
Right.
So
I've never seen either of the content that these characters are from, though.
Yeah.
So, Jason Bourne's Matt Damon, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's basically Matt Damon versus
my
Pete.
God.
Yeah. Tough.
I have a question. What planet are you from, and how did you get here? Where does
I'm
one
not at
park
liberty
a
to discuss.
spaceship, Jen?
Oh my gosh, Jen.
Come on.
Pick one, Jen.
And
Are you
yes,
overthinking
Jason
this?
Bourne is Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. See, I know that. Well, I feel like I have to trust Eli's expertise in this area, and I'll go Jack Bauer. I mean, but it's one of those things too where what is it? A period of 24 hours. So if he doesn't get you after 24 hours, you know you're in the clear, right?
That is true.
So I mean,
yeah, Jason Bourne's going to hunt you forever.
right. So I'd rather have like a finite window, I guess.
Right.
So yeah. So
Plus, he drinks.
He drinks.
Plus,
Eli's made that very clear.
You know what? I hope he is getting. I don't know how long ago that happened, but I hope he's working on it.
Not long enough. I still remember. I'm just saying.
Paul, you want to go ahead and answer?
Your mind's a steel trap.
I did. I answered. Yeah.
Oh, what'd you say?
Kiefer Sutherland. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Would you rather tell everyone your guilty pleasures or never partake in any of your guilty pleasures ever again?
So
Eli,
Tell everybody.
you tell everybody.
But, or never get to
Air
do
it
it
out.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell everybody. What? Why? Like,
Yeah.
in these trying times, especially, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have stuff that you enjoy, you know, yeah, I mean, absolutely. I can't be trusted at a hardware store. I buy power tools and tools I don't need. I enjoy it. I feel good when it's happening. Later on, I don't feel so good. But in the moment, I'm like, I definitely need this aircraft mechanics tool set, because if there comes a time when an aircraft needs maintenance and I don't have these, I'll look like a fool. And then later, you know, when I look at all the tools in my garage, I feel weird about it. Far too many. HVAC tool set, boat mechanics tool set. I have no boat, you know, like things like that.
That's normal. What if your thing is like, I like to fart on kids, you know? I don't know if you want
go to jail. You know what I mean? Like, if that's,
go directly to jail. You shouldn't do that anymore.
Go right to jail.
I'm not saying that's my thing.
Paul, you shouldn't do that anymore, Paul.
You should let people know.
Do I like to rip a fart by a kid and then watch everyone else think that it was that kid?
Okay,
And then laugh at that kid?
by a kid, totally different. On a kid is a felony.
In the vicinity of a kid.
Allegedly.
All right, Jen, what's yours?
Well, I don't have any weird ones, so I guess I would just...
Yeah, it means you have a ton. Okay, got it.
But no, but I'm trying to think of like a guilty pleasure. I feel like sleeping in is like a guilty pleasure. Like, you know.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I don't sleep very long. Like very.
So
much
I think there's a weird thing between like, because I feel like the farting on kids. If it was like farting on people, that goes into like fetish territory. I don't think that would be like a guilty pleasure if Paul likes to fart on people, that's Paul's business. That's not a guilty pleasure. It's
guilty pleasure would be like, I liked Sex and the City. I thought it was a great show. The movie was pretty good too. That's a guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah, like I don't think farting on kids, Paul, is...
When I knew it was going a little bit south when Paul goes, yeah, but that's normal. And I was like, yeah, like,
yeah. I cropped those kids.
I feel like rather. Okay, sorry.
All right. Hit me with the next one, Pam.
Speaking of snort, would you rather snort a tablespoon of cinnamon or contact a mild flu for 1 week? Excuse me, 1 week.
Repeat that? What?
Snort a table of cinnamon. Tablespoon of cinnamon, or contact a mild flu for 1 week.
Cinnamon.
Does the cinnamon hurt or something? Why is the cinnamon a thing?
It's gonna hurt it's gonna hurt so bad.
Oh yeah, it's gonna hurt like a
bitch.
But
it'll be over in moments. It'll be very intense pain, and then you move on with your life. Cinnamon.
I've never heard of doing that.
Yeah, I'd go flu. I'd stretch it out. I couldn't do it all at once. Yeah. Okay. No shot.
Fair enough.
Jen, what'd you say?
I guess the flu. Everyone in the chat is very like unanimously. People would rather have the flu.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, if you think about duration, the flu lasts 7 to 9 days, depending on severity. The cinnamon will last moments. It's gonna suck. It will hurt. But like it won't be a whole day. Like,
is there lasting damage? Because you can have lasting damage from the flu.
Oh, for sure.
So there's lasting damage from the cinnamon thing?
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, basically, the answer to the question is, would you prefer pain and suffering condensed into one short but intense moment, or would you like to drag it out so that you infect others and spread your misery over the course of a week? Thank you.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
that's the smart
choice. I'll take the flu. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it says a lot about you.
It sure does. You know,
Alrighty,
I was thinking the same thing, Jen.
Would you rather return to your past as a 12-year-old, the opposite gender, with all your memories, or continue your life as a successful boomer, we're going to go ahead and say that, with all your wealth, with all the wealth and respect you can have, but no memory beyond yesterday morning?
Boomer, please.
This is titillating.
So you don't know who you are as of yesterday morning. That's all you know.
Oh.
I just feel I don't want to be 12 again. Being 12 for a girl is a lot worse, I think.
No, because you would be a 12-year-old dude. You have to
be a 12-year-old boy. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm good without the...
Oh, but then I would have to go through I have a
couple questions.
Puberty. No, I don't think I want to do it again.
So, do I wake up fucking 12-year-olds right now, like I'm a 12-year-old girl today, or am I going back in time to when I was 12? I'm just a girl and I remember everything.
That's a good question. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be 12 now.
You go back as a 12-year-old with the opposite gender and all your memories, so you remember everything that you did prior to this point.
So back means I go back in time to when I was 12?
Yes, you go back in time, but you switch genders.
And you become Sheriff Alicia.
Think of all the sports gambling you could do,
exactly
all the social media platforms you can make.
Absolutely.
What?
All the hot trends. I'm going to do everything.
With all the confusion and freaking gender dysphoria you would deal with being in a completely different human body and growing up in that, just because you could make a couple million on sports betting.
1,000%, Paul. I'm not confused.
Wild.
I'm not confused. I know how things work, and the second I woke up, I'd be like, okay, time to get my old Biff on. You know what I mean? I would just literally write down everything so I wouldn't remember, forget it. And then I would just start hustling. What a time, going back all those years. So many years.
He's gonna get his hot tub game on
So
point.
much money. Absolutely.
He'll be
there
ready
wouldn't
this
be
time.
Twitch.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
I'll just name it the breast internet network ever.
Alrighty, last one. Would you rather live in a world when there is no electricity at all, or live in a world where technology made our lives entirely easier? However, there isn't a single animal left on the planet.
Oh, the first one. I like animals.
Wait. Say it again. Sorry. Say
So you have all the technology in the world, everything's easy, but no animals, or no electricity at all.
I like to read. I'll figure it out.
Will it just be me, or will everybody have no electricity?
World where there's no electricity at all.
But other people exist. I'm not the only person alive.
Yeah,
that one. No electricity.
Well, no,
one.
you're never alone.
Really?
Like in each situation, there's
Dude, me and
people.
Eli could not be more different. This is wild.
I
disagree with you on everything.
That is so like all of this.
Yeah.
First of all, Paul, nothing is real. Okay, nothing is real. And
Nothing's
you need to
real.
get your head
It's a
around that.
figment.
The second thing,
don't
okay,
start with me.
I have real world skills. I have 1 billion tool sets in my garage. I have 1,100 pounds of blowfish poison. All right, like I am prepared for a number of different scenarios, and I can change a tire. You know, I'm a pugilist. I can ride horses. I can hunt. I can clean animals. I can make my own food. I can make campfires. I can live in the wilderness without electricity. I could live. I wouldn't be.
He's just going to scrap his way to the top of the food chain.
But almost everybody else would die. You know what I mean? Like, because there would be nobody else. There'd be no titty baby. There'd be nothing. The internet's gone.
No titty baby?
Yeah, I mean, Paul, you play your cards right. We'll build a forest kingdom. I'll sit atop a throne of skulls. I mean, obviously, everybody who subs to my channel will be totally safe. I'll take care of you. I'll teach you the skills. But I mean, I saw a video like a couple of weeks ago, and it was a YouTube video. And the guy was like, "This is the stuff we should be learning in high school." And it was a teacher teaching a class of kids how to change a tire. It would not be that hard. If there was no electricity, it would not be that hard.
I think we'd be fine.
The ladder of power.
You wouldn't be able to use like 80% of the tools that you have because there's no electricity.
That's not true.
You have bears walking around. So not only do you have no electricity to use these tools, but now you have
most of my tools
game.
are gasoline.
You have predators on you at all times. Meanwhile, I'm living in 2051. I've already made myself an animatronic animal. It feels the same.
It can't love you the same, Paul.
Yeah,
I've used my science.
But somebody in Japan has already built a Paul sex bot that cake quakes on demand, and you have been replaced. Have you never seen Ex Machinima?
That's what cake quake is? Oh, it's just Paul twerking?
No. It's not just Paul twerking, okay? It's an experience. But once, like, from what he's describing, right, it's like either technology permeates everything, and the animals decide to check out, or there is no electricity, and we find out what everybody's about. Like we find out.
I honestly would love a world without. I'm on as much as I like love my current career on the internet. I'm pretty new to a lot of the internet, and a lot of it's just been a big mess. So I think I would be fine without it. Like I grew up with very limited computer time, you know. Like, I feel like I would be fine without electricity because I would occupy myself with other things, probably more meaningful things than I currently do.
Like everything would change though. Like if you think of, like if it's not just, don't just think about electricity. Like, oh, my interwebs, my boob tubes.
Well, just society in general. Like we wouldn't have
people would have to talk to each other again.
Yeah.
Like there would be nobody talking into a box going, "These are the people that you hate. This is why they're bad," and then everyone going, "They're bad." They would have to leave their caves, venture into the sun, and speak with other people who are not the same as them.
My God.
Sounds miserable.
I'm just. I think it sounds idyllic.
Yeah, I'd like to change my answer. Actually, you know.
Eli, real quick. I was just going to ask, doesn't that conflict with your statement about vegans and how you need animals to eat meat? Wouldn't you then be,
But in my world, there is the animals. There's just no electricity.
Okay,
No.
so I
the
thought
animal.
you were the other way. I thought you were the other way.
No,
Okay.
no. Paul
I
is
would
the
eat
one
all
who.
of the
Paul's the
dangerous
other
and
way.
delicious
Okay.
animals.
So
Yeah.
it
Paul's ready to
conflicts
start
with
cooking
Paul then.
humans. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll cook a human. Yeah.
Okay, geez. All right,
he's
last
gonna,
one.
He's gonna
Wow.
season them with his farts and then cook them.
I didn't see
Quick last one, just a painful one. Would you rather pull
Oh,
out
no.
all your toenails
No.
or
Oh, God.
pull out all your hair?
What?
Toenails or hair? Which one?
Okay, so hair, because you have to. Toenails is a much harder process, I think, than pulling out your hair.
Hair.
Like,
Hair.
it would
Yeah.
take longer. I don't know. Yeah, hair for sure.
toenails.
Tell me,
Oh
you would
my-
rip
you
out.
are
You
so
are
being
so full of it.
contrarian.
You're
I'm not
so
being
full of it.
contrarian.
Oh my
I
God.
am a thinker.
Okay.
Oh gosh. How?
Hair.
How is
Okay.
that better?
All your hair means
That's a lot
all
of
the
hair.
hair all over your body. All right, that's a lot of hair, and it's rooted. So you have to have somebody pull. The question was pull
Yeah.
out all of that hair.
Listen, cut
Again,
it
that's
low
gonna
and
be
wax
torture
it.
over a long time. Toenails are barely held on. With enough pressure, they come right off.
Oh God, that sound effect.
I don't need you to snap. That was
Stop. Oh
They just
God.
they just pop right off.
I don't know why. I don't like the snap. I don't like
So
the snap.
again, like it's pain that is going to be intense but short, or long drawn out somebody yanking your pubes out of off your body.
Well,
I need
I-
those for work.
10
It's-
toenails.
it's-
10
I'm
toenails.
not going to get those only cans. that
Listen,
only
just
can
get it
toenails.
waxed. Listen, I think you guys are over. It doesn't hurt that bad to get.
No,
Like
no,
if you got your
no,
whole
you
body
can't
waxed,
wax.
you'd be
No,
fine.
you can't. No.
That's not what he said.
No,
Jen,
That's
she gets
pulling
full
it out.
body wax.
No,
every week.
I didn't say wax all of your hair. I said pull all of your hair out. I
Right,
didn't say
wax pulls
it.
out your hair.
No.
No. Like I mean, like
no.
you are
He
with
is
your
saying
hands.
you pull
What?
out your hair.
Yes.
Paul
my
didn't think that
hands?
either. Yeah, see, Paul was not on the same thing either.
No, why can't you wax it? What? I
Yeah,
just
just
don't have
wax
wax
it.
in the future.
The questions get way
This isn't
easier
the
when you
future. This is
invent
just
your
a
own
hypothetical,
answers. Like,
Paul.
I'll take the gorilla in the speedboat, Paul. Like,
Okay, look, he said pull out your own hair.
Yeah,
Well, I'm supposed
I
to
went
assume
with
that's
what?
my
I'm just
fingers?
picturing you just shave your head really low, and then you just have someone wax your head.
That's
I'm
not
sure
what
it's
the man said.
unpleasant.
No, pull it out.
He said pull it out.
Thank you. Thank
okay.
you.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Toenails.
You know what?
Alrighty,
Okay.
and that is would you rather?
Oh, that was a horrible.
Would you rather do a different game? Yeah.
Eli the contrarian over here.
What?
Everything.
Would
I
you
think
rather
my
be
answers,
named
if you look at
Eli
the
or
core, they're very
jumped in
consistent.
lava?
Very consistent.
They are. I mean, I'm not going to drag
You are
out
consistent. No,
the
you're right.
pain. Like, I mean, bring that heat, man.
Yo, you're into it. I get it. I get it.
He's
I
gonna
get
punch
it.
those toenails ticket.
Oh my
Punch that
gosh.
ticket, girl.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of Caliverse, we're gonna move on to our one of our final segments here of the little podcast. It's a little shout out section. Probably like to give a little bit of a shout out to some streamers that we've been watching and enjoying. I'll go first, Eli, so you can think about yours, and then we'll go Jen and then Eli. This week, I'll be honest with you, haven't watched a damn thing. It's been nice. I completely checked out. If those at home can't tell, I'm obviously on a laptop microphone, hanging out here in Orlando.
You had a
And
birthday?
I had a birthday. I turned
Happy
31.
birthday, by the way, buddy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Got myself a lightsaber and really settling into my 30s, trying to figure out what all this is. But it's not about me. It's not about me. I'd like to give a shout out actually to a buddy of mine, friend of the show, Squatting Dog. He just did he's creative. He just did a Instagram post for Logitech. And I thought that was really well done.
It was really good.
It was pretty well done.
That was pretty good.
Like he used stock footage and like made it his own. And I appreciate his craftsmanship. He's a great dude. He works really, really hard. And he's also obviously a friend of the show and member of the MCA podcast network for Unvaulted, his Fortnite podcast. But go check him out. Squatting Dog, SQUAT, singular T, INGDOG. Squatting Dog is my shout out this week. He's killing it all the time. Love Squatting Dog. Jen, what do you want to give your shout out to?
I'm trying to think. So I've been pretty busy and I haven't really been consuming too much content.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm trying to think. Oh, somebody that has something going on that I'm pretty excited about. Our buddy Tim, Darkness 429. is launching some summertime barbecue merch that I'm pretty excited about.
Very excited. Yeah, the fireman's calendar with all of us on it. Yeah.
No, so I'll mention it now. I think there's a trend happening now amongst our friend group where everyone is really interested in smoking meat, like large quantities of meat. And I feel like that kind of started with Tim. So I think, but I really think it's really sweet how you guys are all like, yeah, I'm gonna grill a whole chunk of beef today, and you're like, oh my god, me too. I woke up at 3 a.m. to put it on the smoker. Like, I think it's really wholesome. Even though I'm a vegetarian, I think it. I'm not one of those who are like, oh, you eat meat, you're a monster. Like, no, whatever, do what you want. But yeah, but he has merch coming out, and it's barbecue themed, and I'm just super excited to see him go into that kind of area, with his brand, because I think it fits really well.
I've seen the pictures, and Tim has some nice meat.
Oh yeah,
he
really
the way
does.
The light hits it.
Oh,
well, I had to tell my chat to stop objectifying him the other day, and he was like, "Season me, chat, season me."
That's right.
But I think all of you guys. I think it's
the dry rub.
Well, so that's what I said. He needs to make his own dry rub and say, you should only put Timmy's on your meat. I think he's missing out. But I've been trying, Eli. I've been trying to talk them into being
equivalent. Like, what do you?
Of what? Like, really?
What do you? What do you do? You toss the salad? You over there tossing salad?
I don't know. What does that mean?
Toss salad.
Do I make salads a lot? I mean, I have plenty of salads. I'm vegetarian. I mean, I eat a lot of vegetables. What, is that illegal now?
Don't Google that.
Oh no! Is it a weird thing?
Eli just said toss salad.
I don't know what it means.
Over and over again.
I'm gonna have to put an explicit banner over this entire podcast.
Oh, is it that bad?
I think context is important, and we were talking about vegetable prep.
We were. No, context is very important, and what you're talking about is fine. I tossed a salad the other night. We had salad for dinner. Leafy greens.
I just want to point out this must be my shout out section, and you guys have just completely corrupted it with whatever that means. I'm not going to Google it. I'm not reading chat. I don't want to know.
We love Tim. We love Darkness 429. We're excited for his
merch. But he's on Facebook. Oh, I feel like I should. If you like that stuff, he talks about it on Facebook. GG, something
fb.gg/darkness429.
There we go.
Big fan.
Big fan.
All right, Eli, who's your shout out, man?
I mean, there's a lot of people, that I would love to shout out in terms of like who I've been watching. I mean, people have been after me to get back into Bannerlord, so I've been watching my buddy Fincone play that game. Have you guys seen Bannerlord before?
No.
Okay, basically, like you play as a character that has to forge their own empire, like they used to back in the day. So you deny people the ability to read, and that's number one. Number two, you control their food supply, what salads can be tossed, what can't. You expand, most oftenly militaristic expansion.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But I mean, like, I've watched Callie's channel, I watched Paul. I know about the Cake Quake. I know what it was. I'm not Jen. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I'm just saying.
I just didn't know the expression Cake Quake, Eli.
I'd rather display and dry rub my meat than toss salad. That's all I'm saying. And
100%. Could agree more.
Can I just say, I had no idea that she didn't know what it was, and now that I know that she doesn't know what it is,
the Cake Quake. I know what it means now.
Okay. Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yes.
Boy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And that's what it was. That's what it was. And now that I know that it feels good. But my buddy Fincone, he's been playing, the Bannerlord, but I've been watching Callie, obviously. I watch Paul. I even stopped by Jen's channel every now and again.
You liar. But thanks for pretending.
First of all, how dare you? And second of all, how dare you?
How dare you?
You know what I mean? How dare you?
You're missing out on the breast content on Twitch.
It is on your breast channel? What? Sorry, that threw me off. How do you spell Fincone?
Finkone.
Finkone. Perfect.
I would probably think it was Fink.
Honestly, everything that I didn't. First of all, I mean, I think Jen is a rare jewel, but now knowing more about Jen, a lot of things are making sense. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
no.
no, but not in a bad way, Jen. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to come to grips with things that are potentially upsetting, like the food chain. When you just toss salad all day, you know what I mean? You go out, you gather the vegetables, you toss them up. That's
I
dinner.
don't eat
You know what I mean? You
salads
don't have to-
every day. I don't know. That's like a vegetarian myth.
Well, you ate a vegetarian hot dog or
I
corn
ate
dog.
corn
and
dog.
that's
Yeah,
made
but
out
it came
of
from a box. It's a freezer
vegetable.
item.
Oh
Okay,
my
so what do you
gosh.
think about Tom Cruise saying that he has enough triangles in the Scientology that he can hear tomatoes cry?
What?
That's
Sorry,
right.
my dog just shook behind me. Sorry. Triangles.
Well, yeah.
Jen, I have 1,100 pounds of blowfish poison. All right, we'll talk about that, Jen.
Yeah, he's ready. He doesn't.
Any contingency. 90% of my home is a decorative trap. Although, to be fair, when I bought it, I thought that I would have a lot more blowfish. Like, I thought it would get a lot more use. I was just thinking to myself, like, am I going to have time to reapply this?
Exactly.
When people get, but
Do you keep?
No.
Have you like adapted to blowfish poison? Like you put it in your lotions and stuff. That way you
no.
could never be poisoned
No,
by it, but only others.
No, it's unbelievably, it's unbelievably toxic and lethal. You can't build up an immunity to it. And I've already told my chat, like, if one day I just don't show up and you just never hear anything about me, it was it was probably the blowfish poison. That's probably what it was.
I mean, what a way to go,
Backfire.
though. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Also, just burn my house to the ground.
Delete his history.
It's for everyone's safety. Just burn it to the ground. You know what I mean? Don't go
Don't
in
go
there.
in the basement.
Don't go in there. Don't go in
Oh
there.
my god, Jen, do not Google toss salad. Don't do it.
Well, I'm not going to.
You could
All right. PM wanted you to.
if you want.
PM,
it's
PM wants me to
probably
probably
for
do
the
it on the pod so he can use it for content.
Don't.
Why would we ever want to use you for
I
content?
don't know if you want.
Yeah, no, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I closed the stream. I'm not. I didn't want to know.
Yeah, no.
Oh my gosh.
Don't
right.
do it.
Our shout outs, if I can remember correctly from that. Squatting Dog, of course, Tim, Darkest Fortune 9, and Fincone, not Fink 1.
No.
I was saying it looked like Fink one, but then no one said anything. I was like, well, I'm a jerk. Sorry.
Freaking outstanding. All right,
I keep
guys,
raising
before
my-
we head out, please stop raising your hand on Zencaster.
I keep accidentally raising my hand in the
She's
program.
doing it because it's
Dude.
purple.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, we'll have a talk about this later.
Am I wrong?
Off the rails.
No,
you're
you are
right.
wrong because I just keep misclicking trying to mute myself.
Well, is that exactly what somebody who's doing it because it's purple would say?
I thought I liked him before we did. This podcast has really
Oh.
shifted my
Eli's-
view on
Eli is
Sheriff
playing-
Eli.
He's playing chess while we're all playing checkers. 100%. Eli's ahead of the game.
He's playing 3D blowfish poison chess.
My God. For really quick, I want you to know, I imagine Eli now as the bad guy from Jumanji. You are
The hunter
you are
guy?
the guy. You're the
You are
hunter.
the hunter
You
guy.
are the hunter. 1,000,000%. That's who you are.
I picture
Yeah.
like Crocodile Dundee.
I require a replacement weapon.
Price check.
Van
Yeah.
Pelt? I mean,
Is that what he says?
that's his name.
Oh, his name is Van Pelt? Oh,
I
you're
like
thinking
how
Van
Paul
Pelt.
made this reference, but has no other
Oh, I don't
information
know
to
his
back
name.
it
That's
up.
it. That's all I got.
Steel trap. Steel trap.
Oh
I
my
mean,
Steel
gosh.
trap, yeah.
besides living
What
in
a-
a board game, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know.
What a freaking episode.
I still like you, Jen. I don't know why you hate me now. Like,
No,
that's pretty
I was
judgmental.
just joking. I like everybody.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
To
You're
our
right.
listeners, you guys have two ways to get onto the pod. Don't forget, you got the review of the week, which you can leave anywhere reviews are accepted. I don't think I never remember if Apple has them. Apple does. Apple does.
Everywhere, you'll figure it out.
Spotify doesn't. You'll figure it out. YouTube channel, anywhere you can leave a review. Leave a review. You can get on the pod that way. You can also use our phone number, 503-908-9526. You can leave a message or voicemail, or you can text us at that number if you're a little bit nervous about your voice being on the pod. But you should just do it anyway because we love to hear you. Before we go, that shout out review of the week goes to a YouTube comment on our last episode with Skylar Johnson from Fabian Rodriguez. He says, "This was a great episode. I've been enjoying the podcast. Keep it up, guys." And that is what keeps us
Thank
going.
you, Fabian.
Thanks, Fabian. Appreciate that. That Skylar Johnson
thank you,
episode
Fabian.
was awesome. That was fantastic.
Not as good as this one,
truly
though.
loved it. Okay, Jen.
This
kinda
was the breast
self-serving.
podcast. This was the breast one.
This is the breast.
This is the tits.
Oh, this was the breast. I truly love this. This was fantastic. I really wish I didn't have tin can audio, but this was
No, honestly,
absolutely-
Paul, I think you sound great, buddy. You sound like you're on vacation. You sound like you're discovering your 30s, like you're figuring out what this whole thing's about.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say discovering your body for some reason.
Oh, I discovered my body. I discovered my
Oh,
body.
his body is a taco stand. Yeah.
Let me tell you, can't just shove anything in this thing anymore. Really got to pay the price.
You got to eat more salads.
Yeah, try eating salad at Disney. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This has been the May Contain Action podcast. You can listen on all major carriers of podcasts, including Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. Go ahead and watch the VOD on YouTube. Leave 5 stars where you can. Leave us a thumbs up on YouTube.
This may generate action. This may generate action.
I never in my life have I had someone interrupt my outro.
It's the may generate action. Okay, bye.
And Jen was here because of a bet. All right. She'll be back next week probably, though, if Trevor can't make it because he never makes podcasts anymore. Also, go follow at May Contain Pod everywhere. Thank you guys so much for listening. Sheriff Eli, thank you so much for being on our podcast.
My pleasure, buddy.
Amazing
Thank you, Eli.
having you, man.
It was fun. I appreciate you guys asking me.
Love it, dude. Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a good week. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Check it out.